If you don't want war, killing, most crimes, you have to redesign the way society works. You have to declare all the Earth's resources as a common heritage. After that, we have to gradually outgrow the need for all the artificial boundaries that separate people. So we have one world working cooperatively toward preserving the environment and all life as we know it.
My name is Tony Nunn and I manage a wealth management business for a large high street bank.
My name is Kate Milwaukee. I'm a researcher. I'm currently living in Johannesburg, South Africa.
My name is Ben McLeish and I'm an activist and I suppose like a public speaker for a movement called the Zeitgeist Movement.
My name is Doug Preston. I'm the project director of the Venus Project, and I'm introducing a sustainable global society.
In a world where money is considered to pave the road to happiness, many faults in the current system have led to the largest gap in unemployment in world history. We live in a world where privately traded companies can be worth more than the majority of nations on the planet. Walmart, the largest retailer on Earth, is currently worth more than 4 times the GDP of New Zealand. In recent studies, it is said that a single percentage of the world's population controls 40% of the world's wealth.
Money is completely necessary for the world's function for lots of reasons. Whole economies are based on money. People's livelihoods are money, success is money, it's a measure of success. Trade, currency, inflationary measures, money is absolutely essential.
Unfortunately, I think it's very, very necessary. I think the world we're living in right now is very corrupt, it's very capitalist. I feel like people have been conditioned into this whole materialism culture. And I would say, obviously, I think it's context specific. There are areas, different areas in the world which may have a different experience, and I think there's also different experiences within rural areas and urban areas. But generally, I would say that we are living in a very money-driven world.
So, I mean, the first thing that people usually say is, well, it's a common medium of exchange so that we don't have to revalue 2 apples to 1 orange for every single transaction. That's what people think it is. And the way that it's actually evolved now is really as a debt mechanism and as a block to innovation. In sort of more recent times, the development of the way a bank works means that we're now essentially making money against more money. We're just producing more money all the time, making money from money, buying and selling debt, buying and selling on the basis of interest gains and all this other stuff. And so we're just ballooning our money out, and it's ending up with quite serious effects on our real society, if you like, on our real economy.
People, when they obtain money, they want to be visual with money. They want to show their wealth. So when people are showing these symbols of wealth, whether it's a car, whether it's a designer clothes, whether it's a BB, whatever, people then aspire to that. So it's this kind of also this visual desire that people have to show their wealth, to show their money.
Money is necessary, as we all know. Cons. Huge amount of cons with a monetary based system. Greed is one. Willingness to welsh on a debt is another. Plenty of cons with regards to a monetary system. Not many pros.
It takes a recession, loss of job, and loss of respect for your elected leaders. When that happens, you get social change. Social change cannot come about due to intellect. It comes about by people suffering. And the more people that are laid off, the more they lose respect for an existing government, they will seek another direction. If there are too many people seek a new direction, then the existing government calls upon the military and police to manage society. That's called fascism.
In the current state of the economy, do you think a resource-based economy is becoming a viable option?
Yes, it is a viable option. It's the only option left.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the concept, and I'm also a believer. I believe in a lot of the principles around the resource-based economy.
I have heard of a resource-based economy, and as far as I'm aware, it's a utopia where everybody lives off the land, all of the natural resources are shared evenly amongst the people. Everybody helps everybody else. Nobody has any more than anybody else. And essentially, it's a world with no money.
Essentially, a resource-based economy functions in real life the way that I think most people think an economy functions now. The idea of a resource-based economy is to create the one thing that's lacking in our society now, which is abundance. We make money off scarcity. It's very simple. If you've got one ticket left to a concert, it's worth more than when all of them are available. It's one of those ways that we've judged physical resources in the past when they really were valuable when they were scarce, and what is made to be scarce. Money isn't worth anything unless you've got a seriously good society, something that is looking after human beings on a biopsychosocial level. And people say you don't know what people need. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Right? We're human beings. We know what we need in terms of nutrition, what we need socially, what doesn't produce violence, what doesn't produce stress or conflict or overpopulation. So that's really where you start, and everything flows from there.
I don't think they're achievable in today's world, because things have gone too far insofar as money is the main root of all evil in the world, if you like. To try and get that to happen in the world today would be extremely difficult, because people have become so, if you like, geared to money, geared to a way of life, be it wealthy, be it poor, and what would be the incentive for people to work long hours? I mean, how would the world change under this premise of, you know, a resource-based economy? How would the world look?
Are there any other types of rewards that could create an incentive to work?
Yes, just the fact that you're helping to cure cancer, heart disease, cystic fibrosis, if that isn't enough incentive, if money is the only driver, I'm not interested in those people. I'm interested in people like Martin Luther King, who did not march because somebody deposited $250,000 in his bank account. You understand? He did it because he believed in it. Gandhi did it to free India. Nobody offered him any money to do that. So the real incentive, or not the incentive you hear about on the news, all you hear about is commercial incentives. There are many people that work to try to improve the world and the lives of other people.
I feel that already intrinsically within South African people and a lot of Southern African people, we embody this principle, this ancient principle of Ubuntu. Ubuntu basically means I am who I am because of who we are. So it's a collective principle that enforces the idea of community spirit. It speaks to the idea of cooperation and sharing, and it places importance and value on those things. So it's the complete opposite of kind of the capitalist, individualist, materialistic society where we're currently living in.
That's what's needed. Science applied to government. So far, we have opinions from politicians that know nothing about ecology, safety, engineering, increasing the agricultural yield. They are totally incapable. And the future will look back to children and say, couldn't you see that the money system had people paid off? Couldn't you see? Wasn't it obvious to you? You say, well, no, we were brought up in it. We didn't know the difference. Kids will not understand that in the future.
Ultimately, it comes down to this. Once you realise what can be done and what is needed in terms of the change from here to there, what needs to be revised, how we need to change our minds, implicit in that is the desire to want to tell as many people as you possibly can so that they can at least see it once. So the most powerful thing that we can do right now is mass awareness. I think it's to some extent already happening. There's a few good reasons for that. You don't pay for Hotmail, you don't pay for Gmail, you don't pay for lots of end-user services. At the moment, we control people and not the resources. And we want to control the resources and not the people. We can provide way more to people, to everybody, than even the rich people have now. But at the same time, we can use less. So we do not need to be suffering.
I think there has to be a social revolution. And I think we are seeing signs of that now. Even if you look at recent events, if you look at Tunisia, if you look at Egypt, if you look at Israel, if you look at so many countries now who are showing the power of people and who are showing that solidarity and who are showing community spirit. I feel that abolishing the monetary system is the easiest side of it. I feel like the psychological and the cultural aspects and trying to change people's mindsets and obviously bring about change through behavior, I think is obviously the much bigger hurdle to climb.
I feel that if you don't want war anymore and you don't want most of the problems that we have today, you have to declare the earth. You have to declare the earth as the common heritage of all the world's people, and all its resources become the common heritage, and all the artificial boundaries have to be removed that separate people. Otherwise, you'll have the same problems over and over again.